Jeff Bezos was born in 1964, adopted by a Cuban immigrant who gave him a new name and a new trajectory. In suburban Albuquerque, he already seemed different, obsessed with space and systems far bigger than Earth itself. At Princeton, he studied electrical engineering and computer science, training his mind to think in infrastructure. He wasn't chasing popularity. He was studying leverage, scale, and the underlying mechanics that quietly shape power. After graduation, he moved through finance and tech, learning how capital flows and how complex systems fail under pressure. At a hedge fund called D.E. Shaw, he rose quickly, studying strategy from people who modeled markets like physics. Then he saw one number: the internet growing at 2,300% per year at unprecedented speed. That wasn't a trend, it was a structural shift that signaled a new economic gravity forming beneath everything. He listed 20 online business ideas, but books stood out as the most scalable and efficient starting point. Millions of titles, standardized formats, and simple shipping made books the perfect foundation for a scalable online platform. So he quit Wall Street and left salary and status behind for a spreadsheet, a bold vision, and radical uncertainty. Driving west, he wrote the Amazon business plan in the passenger seat, outlining a company built for scale from day one. The company almost had different names, but he chose Amazon for scale and long-term structural market dominance. He wasn't building a bookstore, he was designing an everything store, engineered for relentless global expansion. With $10,000 from his parents, the bold economic experiment officially began its long and calculated expansion. In 1995, Amazon went live, selling a technical AI book to a stranger somewhere online. Orders started slowly, then accelerated until the office bell never stopped ringing for hours inside the small Seattle workspace. Customers arrived from every state, proving demand was far bigger and faster than anyone inside the company expected. The internal mantra was simple: get big fast before competitors lock in customers and control the market. Code shipped unfinished and boxes were packed by hand, because speed mattered more than polish during that early expansion. In 1997, Amazon went public despite heavy losses, facing skeptical analysts who doubted its long-term survival. Bezos told investors to ignore short-term profit and focus entirely on building long-term structural dominance. He introduced customer reviews and allowed negative feedback publicly, turning transparency into a powerful competitive advantage. Transparency built trust, and trust drove repeat behavior, creating a powerful feedback loop inside the platform. Amazon expanded into music, electronics, and toys, evolving from a bookstore into a multi-category commerce platform. Then came Marketplace, inviting third-party sellers, turning Amazon into a platform that monetized both competition and data. The catalog exploded without inventory risk, while Amazon quietly absorbed behavioral data at massive scale. In 2000, the dot-com bubble burst and Amazon's stock collapsed, wiping out billions in market value almost overnight. Analysts predicted bankruptcy, and headlines called the model unsustainable, labeling Amazon another doomed tech company. Instead of retreating, Bezos cut costs and hardened the system, transforming crisis into structural resilience. After surviving the crash, Amazon became operationally ruthless, rebuilding itself into a precision machine built for scale. Fulfillment centers replaced garage chaos with barcode precision and conveyor automation built for relentless efficiency. In 2005, Amazon launched Prime, offering unlimited two-day shipping, redefining customer expectations around speed. It looked generous to customers, but it was engineered dependency designed to lock behavior inside the ecosystem. Prime members bought more often and stopped comparing prices elsewhere, increasing lifetime value inside Amazon's system. In 2007, Kindle digitized books and destabilized traditional publishing, accelerating the shift from paper to platform. Meanwhile, engineers built elastic cloud infrastructure internally, preparing systems that could scale instantly under unpredictable demand. That internal tool became Amazon Web Services, quietly powering large parts of the modern internet infrastructure. Soon, Netflix startups and governments were renting Amazon servers, embedding its infrastructure deep inside their operations. Amazon was no longer just a retailer. It had become critical digital infrastructure supporting global commerce at scale. Sellers began noticing their best products faced Amazon-branded clones positioned directly beside them in search results. Data from the marketplace became competitive intelligence, guiding which products to replicate and strategically undercut at scale. Competitors like Borders and Toys R Us disappeared under structural pressure as Amazon tightened its control over distribution. Bezos summarized it bluntly: "Your margin is my opportunity to expand aggressively and capture the entire category." The company evolved into a machine, optimizing every variable, from pricing and logistics to customer behavior. As Amazon expanded, political scrutiny intensified. Regulators examined its growing influence over markets and infrastructure. Lawmakers questioned its dominance over sellers and data, arguing the platform controlled both access and competition. In 2020, Bezos testified before Congress under global attention, defending Amazon against antitrust accusations. He defended Amazon as innovative, not predatory, framing its scale as a product of efficiency rather than abuse. In 2021, he stepped down as CEO and transitioned to executive chairman, signaling a shift from operator to strategist. Leadership moved to Andy Jassy, architect of AWS, reinforcing the company's deep commitment to cloud dominance. Bezos redirected focus to Blue Origin and space infrastructure, positioning orbital industry as the next long-term frontier. His vision extended beyond retail toward orbital industry, reframing heavy manufacturing as something that could leave Earth. He described Earth as fragile and heavy industry as relocatable, arguing technology could reduce planetary strain. Meanwhile, Amazon continued operating at global scale, its retail cloud and logistics systems running without interruption. Warehouses, servers, and delivery fleets functioned without daily founder oversight, proving the system could sustain itself. The machine no longer required constant founder intervention, its processes optimized for autonomous execution. Bezos shifted from operator to architect of the next system, focusing on infrastructure beyond commerce and into orbit. The Everything Store became the infrastructure layer beneath global commerce, operating quietly beneath daily transactions. And its creator moved toward the next frontier, extending that infrastructure mindset beyond the planet and into orbit. Amazon now influences retail, cloud, media, and logistics simultaneously, shaping the structure of the global economy. It controls how products are discovered, priced, shipped, and reviewed, shaping visibility across the marketplace. Prime reshaped consumer expectations around speed and convenience, conditioning buyers to expect immediate fulfillment by default. AWS reshaped how startups and enterprises build software, lowering barriers while increasing dependence on its platform. Marketplace reshaped small business economics, placing independent sellers inside a system that sets rules and extracts margin. Fulfillment reshaped global supply chains, compressing delivery timelines and centralizing logistical power inside Amazon's network. Algorithms reshaped recommendation and attention, guiding what consumers see and gradually influencing what they choose. The system became invisible, yet unavoidable, embedding itself into daily behavior and commercial decision-making. Bezos engineered not just a company, but behavioral infrastructure, shaping how consumers search and decide. Even competitors rely on components Amazon controls, from cloud infrastructure to marketplace visibility and logistics. The bookstore evolved into the backbone of modern commerce, embedding itself deeply within global economic infrastructure. And its founder views Earth as only phase 1, positioning space as the next stage of long-term expansion. Blue Origin represents phase 2 infrastructure, extending industrial capacity beyond the planet and into orbit. Amazon was never the destination, but the launchpad, building systems designed to scale beyond terrestrial limits. The experiment continues at planetary scale, extending its infrastructure logic into new domains of economic power.